Hi guys. We're trying to find light, okay? Because it's so dark. There's nowhere with lights. It's like so dark everywhere. Even being over here, you guys aren't gonna get any lights, so it's ridiculous how it's so dark. We have to move. Hi guys, how are you? I hope everyone is doing well tonight. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, guys. Oh, Happy Veterans Day. I'm not getting. Happy Veterans Day, guys. I'm sorry that it's dark and it's not very clear, but I'm out in the night. So, what can we do? We're just sitting and waiting until our kids are done with practice. So, how is everyone doing with their? Do you have veterans in your family? How are you guys doing? My morning started off good, but then it just went bad, you know? I had a great morning. I had time to myself, but then in the evening it just went crazy. Very crazy. I'm happy you're doing good. It was very cold today where I'm from, very cold. I actually need a jacket, but I hate wearing jackets. I hate the layers. In the wintertime, there's lots of I don't like the layers. Summer is my preferred season where I don't have to wear so much layers. So it's winter where I'm from. Yes, we had snow flurries, not a lot, a little bit, and the temperature was very cold. It's actually fall, but it feels like winter. It feels like winter. You know? It was sunny, but it did not feel good. It did not feel like a warm sunshine, but we have to appreciate any weather we get. It was bad. And I don't like this weather because I get seasonal depression because it gets dark at 4:30 p.m. And I like to walk and I can't walk because I'm at work and it's cold, it gets dark at 4:30 and it's like I want to go on a plane and get out of here or go down south, but you can't because you have obligations. You have kids in school and all that. You can't leave. You're pretty much stuck. But eventually I will be moving from up north because I hate the cold weather. I don't like the cold. I feel like it's safe where I live is quiet. Hi Deborah. Hi Inda. It's safe, it's quiet, it's a good place to raise kids, but it's cold in the winter. Deborah, you're in Canada. See? What part of Canada? It was Florida. So we're getting our weather from you because I live close to Canada. I live up north and we're getting all that bad weather from Canada. Now, remember when Canada had those fires, the smoke fires? We had it here. It was everywhere and it was coming from Canada. you know? But what part of Canada are you from? I've been to Toronto, Canada. I have family in Canada, and I drove there. It took us 8 hours to get there, and I drove up north, New York. But Canada is, I like Canada. It's just very cold. If you know, I'm from a cold climate here, so I'm never like interested in going anywhere cold. You know, I see people in the wintertime, they go to Colorado with their nice snowsuits, but that's not intriguing to me. I don't want to go to Colorado. I don't care how good it looks on photos, but I know how the cold feels. I know how it feels to be below like 0 degrees. I don't want to be in the snow. I'm sorry. I'll look at the snow, but I don't want to be in it. It's just this, I just want summer to hurry up and come. You know, I don't like the winter at all. Mm-mm. The only thing I like about the winter is that the holidays are in the winter and no bugs. I don't like bugs, so I like that about winter. You don't see any bugs, no flies, mosquitoes. I don't like that. So, but Canada is nice. You know, Canada is just plain. What happens in Canada? I like the airport, you know, and you guys talk so different in Canada. You're moving to New York. What part of New York? It gets cold in New York too. So you'll still be in the cold. You'll still be in the cold. If I move, I'm not moving anywhere cold, you know? Oh, the Bronx is nice. When I was younger, I used to be in the Bronx like every weekend. I lived close to the Bronx when I was younger. Are you Caribbean, Deborah, or Hispanic? I'm not being judgmental. I'm just asking because that's what the Bronx is. Canada got iguanas? Oh my God. Are you saying in Miami there's iguanas? I love Miami, but I don't like seeing the lizards. Mm-mm, I don't like that. But the palm trees are nice. Yeah, the Bronx is like it's mixed, it's diverse. I feel like it's a lot of Caribbean and then a lot of Hispanic, you know. When I was younger, I lived about 30 minutes from the Bronx, so we used to always be there. I don't know if you've been to the Bronx before, but I used to go to Fordham. Is it Fordham Road to shop? They had a lot of nice, you could bargain a lot on Fordham Road. I forgot where else. That's the only place, Fordham Road. And then Boston something for food. Boston Road, and Fordham Road. Boston Road have good Jamaican food, good Jamaican restaurants. I'm Jamaican, of course, so yes. So they have good Jamaican food whenever I would pass by. Um, and it's exit 13 off the 95. I would get off to go to the Bronx for Jamaican food whenever I was having a long trip. I'm from Manchester, Jamaica, close to Mandeville, so it wasn't affected by the hurricane. My family's fine. But where I live, it's not, it's like in the mountains, so I feel that's why they weren't impacted so much. We don't have a lot of water around us where I live. We always had to travel very far for the beach, but it's just country, you know? Oh, really? What flag is that? Because I don't know that flag. Is it Nigeria? I'm so sorry. I would look that up and I don't have YouTube. I don't have let's see, I have another phone. Okay, Nigeria. You were born in Nigeria. move to Canada and you're going to the Bronx, hmm, I would actually stay in Canada over the Bronx. Me personally, I'm sorry. Only because the Bronx is like city. I don't know if they have any suburbs in the Bronx. I don't like the city life. I would visit there, but I cannot live in the city. It's too much hustle bustle. So the Bronx is kind of like city, and it's quiet versus Brooklyn and Manhattan. It's not as bad, but I would not move. Like, I don't know where you lived in Canada, and I don't know Canada much. I just know Toronto. And yes, Bushman, you're from Trelawney. I think I've never been to Trelawney because I migrated when I was young, and then I don't know all parts of Jamaica, but I'm trying to. I try to go back every year. I haven't been back this year, and now I can't go back due to the hurricane. But I mean, I will probably next year, but I try to visit different parts because I migrated when I was young as well. But I stayed in the state, the US. I stayed here my whole life pretty much. So why are you going to the Bronx? Why did you pick the Bronx over all parts of New York? Right. You know what's close to the Bronx? I think they're saying the Bronx is bad, but I feel like in every area they have good places and bad places, but I didn't live in the Bronx, so I can't tell you that, yeah, the Bronx is bad. But when I went to the Bronx to, like, say, go buy Jamaican food, I didn't see anything bad. It just looked like a city to me. I've been to clubs in the Bronx because I had friends there. Like I said, I lived 30 minutes away when I was younger. There's a lot of Caribbean there, so I would go to like Jamaican clubs when I was younger in the Bronx. And I personally didn't have any issues, but yes, the Bronx is considered the ghetto, but they do have nice places in the Bronx. It's considered like a ghetto part of New York, but like I said, they have nice places in New York. I see someone that's but I don't have any cash, so I cannot help her. Okay. But the Bronx is so uncrowned king, you're in New York or you're in Florida. The thing I don't like about Florida is that it have hurricanes like Jamaica, and there's a lot of water, so I don't like that either. But I visited Florida and I love it there. It's so nice. It's just warm. I like the heat. I don't like it too hot, but I don't like the cold. And in I've lived up north my whole life, so for me to always complain about the cold and not move, it doesn't make sense. I need to stop complaining and just make the move. But I'm sure in the Bronx they do have good places. I don't think it's all bad because I have a cousin who she lived in the Bronx when she was younger, and she's a lawyer. So there's good and bad. There's good and bad in the Bronx. You have to start somewhere. So if you're coming to the US to start over, then start over in the Bronx and then move your way up. Is Mount Vernon, I think, is next to the Bronx. That's the suburbs. And what's New Rochelle? I think those places are next to the Bronx. Rochester, those are the suburbs next to the Bronx. But I don't know if the Bronx, I have cousins that live in the Bronx. Some people just stay in their apartment and they don't bother anyone or no one bothers them. So I don't know. Maybe the area you are going into will be a good area. I'm just saying I have cousins who lived in the Bronx, and they're still in the Bronx. And as long as you stay out of trouble, they have nice areas everywhere, I think. In every town or city, they have good and bad areas. So I would not to Florida. I don't think Florida is where I would move. You know why I wouldn't move to Florida? Because Florida used to be cheap and then the prices are just astronomical now to buy a home in Florida. And to me, the homes are, some of the houses, I don't know, are small and it's not worth it. So, mm-mm. Like if I can take my income and just probably move to Florida, yes. Because they say the cost of living in Florida is less than where I'm at. I'm up north. But when I go to Florida, it's quite expensive. So I don't know if that's really true. I don't think the cost of living is in Florida is less than Connecticut. It's not, you know. But the good thing about Florida is that they don't tax you for everything. Like up here, we have to pay for car taxes, we have to pay for property taxes, we have to pay income tax. It's just too many tax for everything. And it's like you really suffer with all the taxes. And I think that's why a lot of people, they take their families and they migrate out of the state. Hi, Deborah. So that's the thing. In up north, you pay a lot of tax. Now in New York, if you're looking to buy a home, oh my goodness, the taxes is crazy in New York. Only because I've no family who own houses in New York, and the taxes are astronomical. You know, for property tax, you can pay like 20,000 just for property tax. Is that right? The taxes are crazy. So that's the good thing about Florida, where I would choose Florida versus up north, because Florida, they have no taxes. They do have taxes, but the taxes are not as bad. And they don't have income tax or car taxes. They have tolls that makes up for the car taxes. So it's so cold. Like my water's been sitting in my car and it feels like it's been in an ice box. The good thing about up north is that we don't get hurricanes. We get snowstorms, but with snowstorms, you can just stay inside. But, that's also scary too, because if it gets too cold, your pipes can freeze and things like that. So I guess there's pros and cons for everywhere you live in the on Earth or up north, down south, Florida. But if Deborah is on, Deborah, why are you moving from Canada? Why are you moving from Canada? Is there a specific reason? Did you get a job here in the US? You know, did you get a job in the US, or why are you moving to the US, the Bronx at that, from Canada? I would choose Canada over the Bronx. Me personally, if I had the option, you know, I would choose Canada over the Bronx. But up north is good to raise your families, but it's quite expensive. Like New York is very expensive. It's very expensive. They're taxed so much, you know? They're taxed. But the good thing about if you own or rent, you can always claim it on your income tax return. So that's the good thing about, because the renters, they get to claim their rent on their New York tax returns, but they can't do that up here. They can't do that in my state. We just have to take the loss, you know? We have to take the loss. So I'm sitting in my car. My kids they're at their sports event, and I turned off the car because I don't want the car to continue running for 2 hours. But it's so cold. Do you guys carry blankets in your cars? I am so cold. I just want to be in my home, like under my blanket. Whew. It's freezing and it's just so busy here. The cars go back and forth and back and forth. I don't like it busy. You guys can see the street, see? So guys, have you started putting up Christmas lights as yet? It's now 11/11, November 11th, and I just started seeing Christmas lights up. Do you think it's too early to put up Christmas lights, or do you normally put up your tree and your lights up this early? Do you normally put up your Christmas tree and your lights early? Normally, for me, with my Christmas lights, I like to put it up early because I'm very last minute and I'm very indecisive. So I'll put up my Christmas lights early because, um, you know, I'll put up my Christmas lights early because I don't like to be last minute. If I'm last minute, I'm very forgetful. And also, I won't do things when I'm last minute. So I like to do things early when it comes to putting up Christmas lights because I saw some houses that have Christmas lights up. However, I don't like to put it up too early because the excitement of Christmas is just, I can't have it for 2 months. Maybe 1 month is okay, but 2 months is ridiculous, you know. But I guess to each your own. It seemed like in America, people they like to rush the holidays. We don't take time to enjoy them, soak them in. So people rush get into Christmas. People rush get into these holidays just to decorate and be on social media. But you have to soak in the holidays. Why are we rushing? Why is the world rushing everything? We haven't gotten to Thanksgiving as yet, and I see Christmas lights all over town. The stores also, they start putting up Christmas lights in the stores from October now. And it's like we're rushing, we're not enjoying Christmas anymore. That's why, as I get older, I won't stay here in town. I'll probably travel and not worry about Christmas because I feel like everything is rush, 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 rush. The people on social media, it's like they take their pictures 2 to 3 months in advance. And that's why I like to stay off social media because it makes me anxious because it's like they're trying to rush us to do this and do that. Like you have your pictures up by early November. Like they don't enjoy the holidays. Just they just post for social media, I guess. But I don't have my Christmas lights up yet. I have my tree that I'll be putting up, but I won't be putting up my Christmas lights maybe in about another week or so, you know? And also, I have a son's birthday that is right after Christmas. So as a parent, you have to pick and choose like, do I celebrate Christmas or celebrate his birthday? And it's just sometimes for me, it's hard to even ask family members to be included because I know that they have to celebrate Christmas. And then it's very difficult for me to say, oh, I'm having this birthday party and they might not be able to attend. So I kind of feel bad for my son because his birthday is right after Christmas. And poor thing, I don't know how he's going to be as time goes on. But that's how it is, his birthday's right after Christmas. And it's just hard to have a birthday on a holiday. How do you guys feel? Like, do you guys have your birthday on a holiday, or what's happening? Do you have your birthday on a holiday or what? Do you have someone close to you that have a birthday right next to a holiday or on a holiday? And what I try to do, I make sure that he have Christmas and his birthday. I don't combine them because you know what? They're special. You're not supposed to combine someone's birthday with a holiday if birth if their birthdays are close to the holiday. My son have his birthday right after Christmas, and I don't combine it. I still have his own celebration after Christmas. And as a parent, that can get very expensive, but I feel very bad for the people who they have a child or a sibling or a sis or a auntie, anyone who loves to celebrate their birthday, and it's, right after the holiday. So you just have to celebrate them. You have to celebrate people if their birthday is on the holiday or after the holiday, because it's not about the holiday when it's their birthday. You have to celebrate their birthday. You can't say just because, oh, I just celebrated Christmas, I can't celebrate their birthday. That's ridiculous, How can you say that? Like, if I just celebrated Christmas, I can't celebrate their holiday, their birthday. And so I will be celebrating my son's birthday, of course, and I I feel bad for him, but we should not look at it that way. It's a blessing that his birthday is right after Christmas. It's his birthday. What can he do? And what can I do as a mom? I had him the day after Christmas, you know? So he definitely is my Christmas baby, and I'll always celebrate him because he definitely is the baby, you know? So I'll celebrate Christmas, and I'll also have a birthday party for him the day after. But I normally tell people the day in advance. Not the day, I'm sorry. I tell them about 2 months in advance or so that about the party. So if you can come, you come. If you can, it's okay. And I understand if people can't come to his birthday because of it's the holiday. So I get it because a lot of people are spending on Christmas and they don't, you know, and there's resting the day after Christmas. So I do get if they can't come to his gathering. Um, so yes, I do get it. I don't do that. It's time for me to wash my hair. How long do you guys keep your natural hair straight? Um, it's time for me to wash it, and I definitely don't like to wash my hair myself. I like to go to the salon because I have what they call, I don't know why they have the numbers up here. I have what they call 4C here. So right now it's very easy for me to manage, but when it's like its natural form, it's very difficult. And normally I don't have my hair out. I normally have it up because I'm working out or something. Only when I go out really I keep it out. But I went to the gym today, so I had it pinned up, and I just felt the gym because I had a good workout. I just felt the gym sweating out my hair, you know, the gym when you work out with your hair. I guess the best way that I do it is I clip up my hair and it just keeps my hair because my hair's been straight for about 4 weeks and it's still in very good order. I just pin it up. I don't really like to wear it out unless I'm really going somewhere, you know? Okay. So, guys, it seemed like people have SNAP benefits back because I saw that the grocery stores were very packed on Sunday. So that's a good thing. Like the full benefits are black, but at least you guys have some of your benefits back if you have SNAP benefits, or um if you have SNAP benefits, or if you qualify for it. So at least that's back if you do, if you're somebody with SNAP. Because a lot of people were suffering. So I'm happy that they're not suffering anymore, because people having food is very important. And food is quite expensive, and it's like you don't want to go to work for the rest of the week. you know you don't want to go to work for the rest of the week when there's a holiday in the week. And it is what it is. My God, guys, it's so cold. Mm. I have to turn on my car. It's freezing. I'm telling you. It's really cold. Oh gosh. Look at the cars going. I don't know if you guys can see the cars. Let's see. Can you see the cars? This street is so busy, but I'm just waiting. That street is always so busy. Oh gosh, I can't put the phone back on. I can't put the phone back on, but trying to find the magnet for the phone. Oh, we're just waiting for my kids to be out. I can't do it this no heat. I have to turn my heat back on. I have to turn my heat back on because no way. It's too cold. I can't believe it feels like winter time in November. It's just the year is going by so fast that November came too soon. I don't feel like I've prepared myself for the end of this year. We're already going into 2026, and that's just too soon for me. 2026 already almost. It just flew by. Our lives are just flying by, like just flying by, you know? Our lives are just flying by, and we need to take our time to soak in the moments with our family and friends. Speaking of family and friends, you guys normally have Friendsgiving. Friends, I know, do you normally have Friendsgiving? For some reason, I want to have Friendsgiving, but I have about maybe three or four friends. I don't have a lot of friends, but I guess you can include your sisters if you can, so that will increase the amount of people in my at my dinner. But I guess you don't have to have a lot of friends to have Friendsgiving, as long as you have a few friends to enjoy the holiday with, share gifts with, or friends gathering if you don't want to give gifts. Because I know some people don't have it. They have to get through the holidays. Some people, they just don't have it for the holiday season. But I feel like Friendsgiving is such a great thing. But they're adding on another holiday that people can't afford. People can't afford to have Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Then it's New Year again. then it's Valentine's Day, then it's Easter, then it's all these other holidays. So they're adding on all these different holidays just for spending. And if they say America is in a the economy is in a, what's the word? It's like I know the words, but they just leave me as soon as I start to talk. If they say the economy is hurting, why are they creating all these new holidays that requires people to spend, you know? Why are they creating Friendsgiving right before Thanksgiving and then they have Black Friday? People cannot afford all that spending, you know? uh, I feel blessed just to be alive and be able to afford the things that I need, you know? Not the things that I want, but the things that I need. So, Friendsgiving, it's cute. It's a cute concept, but not everyone have the means to give in these times, you know? So, I think Friendsgiving should be scratched, you know? Just enjoy Thanksgiving with your family. You have your family, enjoy it. Friendsgiving is probably for people who have no family, like they can just gather with their friends, because some people don't have family to celebrate Thanksgiving with. Some people don't have Christmas to celebrate family with. They don't have family to celebrate the holidays with, and I feel bad for those people. So I guess that's why Friendsgiving was created, to help the people that don't have family, you know? And it's great that friends could, because some friends are like family. Like some of my friends are definitely like family. And I feel like when you have those type of friends, you have to appreciate them. The friends that are like family. I have a friend who, wherever I call, whenever I call, she's always there. You know, she's like the best friend ever, you know? She just treats, my friend treats me like a sister. She's just always there. We knew each other for what, 20 years, and she's just the best friend. When you have friends like that, don't ever let them go, because they're like family. They were placed in your life for a reason. They're just a wonderful blessing, you know? So my friend is just the best. You know, when you have positive friends in your life, try to enjoy them, try to appreciate them, and don't do things, to, cause a fight or fuss over the relationship. Because some friends, you could call them in the middle of the night, like 3, 4 o'clock, and they're coming. Like, whatever is wrong with you, they're going to have their phone on call. I remember I was, pregnant and my friend lived close by, and I called her and she was there for me. Oh my god. That's why I'll never let that friend go. Not for her to call her at 4 o'clock then, but I just appreciate everything that my friend did for me when I was at my lowest of low. She was just there. She didn't judge me. She did not, you know pity or sympathize me. She was just there when I needed her. And you need friends like that. You need friends who are there for you no matter what you're going through. And you need to be strong for them. And don't judge them. Don't judge your friends. Allow your friends to go through things. Have grace for your friends. Have compassion for your friend. Because we all go through something. We all go through something, And you cannot judge your friends based on what they're going through, based on their actions. They're humans too. Your friends are humans, and we must treat everyone the same. Treat everyone like we'd like to be treated. You know, my friend is definitely like a sister. My godson, that's her son. He have to call me auntie because I'm definitely his auntie. I'm not his godmother. I'm his auntie too, because my friend to me is like family, And it's not like, say, you're picking up a friend if you say, oh, that friend treats me better than a sister. She treats me how I would like my sisters to treat me. And it is what it is. Sometimes we have siblings that we don't have the sibling bond, and that's just how it is, you know. But my friend, she's cool. You know, we don't have to talk to each other every day. We talk to each other maybe every other day or so, and we don't have to see each other all the time. But you know, she's like a sister to me. You know, we've known each other for a long time, and I feel God placed her in my life for a reason. You know, when I was pregnant, she was always there for me as a friend. Always. Can you guys say that? Like a friend that's always there, you know? And I wish I could be the same friend she was to me. I just wish I could be a good friend to her, you know, the way she has been to me, you know? I wish I could be a good friend to my friend the way she's been to me. So, guys, if you have friends who you appreciate and you love, just pretty much keep them close. If you have good friends, keep them close, you know. Um, Good friends are very hard to find. Like the Jamaicans saying, good friends are better than pocket money. It's definitely true because you never know when you'll need your friend. You never know when you'll need a friend. So if you have a good friend, keep them close to you. Don't try to argue and fight with your friend over petty things. Keep your friends close, you know? I don't understand how people will say they have no friends. You need friends. You do need friends. You need friends. You need people around you that could help you in time of need. You need family. You need friends. You need people who will be there for you. People who will have your back in a not even a dangerous situation. When you're feeling down, you need someone who you can call and talk to, you know? You just need friends who are close by, you know? You definitely need friends who are will be there for you, and they're going to be there for you through the end of time. So guys, I'm just letting you know to appreciate the friends that you have, you know, love the friends that you have, you know, treat them like family. Not treat them like family. Yes, friends go through up and downs, and friends are going to have different opinions from you, and it's okay. Every friend is an individual. It's just like when you're raising your kids. You're gonna say every child is different. It's different. Every friend is different. You know, every friend is different. Don't expect all your children to be the same. Don't expect all your friends to be the same. Don't expect all your friends to be the same, guys. Just treat your friend um treat them like family. Treat them good if they treat you good, you know? So, guys, thank you for chatting with me tonight. I definitely appreciate you guys and hope to talk to you soon again. Have a great night and happy Veterans Day for all the veterans who come on my live. And I do appreciate you guys, you know. Have a good night. Bye.